Good. Good morning and welcome to Faith on the Ground, folks. This is where we are shining a light on all that God's doing through real people and real ministry right here in Chilton County. And man, I am so excited to have Pastor Horace Moss on the show this morning. He is the youth pastor at New Life Church, New Life Community Church, and we're so glad to have you here, man.
Happy to be here, man. Excited to be here and excited about Clan. So
excited about so tell us a little bit about yourself. You are not originally from Clanton.
No, not from Clanton at all. I actually grew up in Birmingham.
The Ham.
Went to the Ham. Went to school at Homewood. Started in like 5th grade.
Oh, come on.
And then we ended up graduating from there. And me and my wife have been married 6 years. September.
Come on.
So we have 4 kids. I'm a blended family. Had a kid when I was young. So,
yeah.
And then I have a set of twins.
Come on.
And then a 1-year-old. So it's just like,
oh man,
you know,
oh man, I love it. Come on.
So
that's, no man,
that's that.
That's so good. Well, going from that, how did you first feel called into ministry?
So it's kind of ironic how it started. Was my childhood church I went to. My pastor had asked for somebody young to start recording announcements. Well, back in the day, you know, you had to come to the church. It wasn't as,
right,
you know, like recording on a voice memo.
No.
You know, they doing audio recording on different things and
right,
stuff like that. And so it started with that, and my pastor liked my voice, and he was like, I like this kid's voice. Who is he? You know, and then it started with that to. I want to meet with him.
Right.
And then it started with, okay, we met and he was asking all these ideas about youth ministry. And I just started blurting out like what we need to do to make ours better.
There you go.
And, you know, looking back on it, I'm like, I was pretty bold. Just kid. But,
this is my idea on this.
Yeah. And so, man, it started with that. And from there, he pretty much put me as like a spokesperson of the youth, put me on the board at the church. I mean, it turned into like a full blown, you would think I was a mini youth pastor.
Yeah.
And that was what I felt the most fulfilled doing. Mm-hmm. You know, like I did band, I enjoyed it, but I was leading people. It was always me leading somebody is where I ended up unintentionally, you know. And
no, that's awesome, though.
That's kind of how the whole ministry thing started, the whole the call of ministry and all of that, man. So it started with a guy asking me to do announcements.
Yeah, no, but that's so cool that like your pastor just knew to invest in you, literally just to do announcements.
Yeah.
And how old were you at that point when you were doing the announcements?
This is like, I probably was like maybe 14.
Oh man,
I mean, I was a kid.
No, but that's still so cool because look at where it took you, like, and him just investing in the youth.
Yeah.
At his church and saying, hey, look, man, you can do this right now.
Yes,
and now you're on the board helping with youth and all that stuff. That was one of those like, you know what, we could do this better. It's like, all right, come do it.
Yes, that was one of those, you know, okay, we can do it better. Well, come on, help me, you know. And I told him actually, frequently we talk here and there, and I always tell him like, man, you had to be crazy. Like you had to be crazy to put this kid with a bunch of adults and say like, hey, you know, because before we'd plan an event, he'd say, well, Horace, what do you think we should do for the youth? Like, so if we were having some conference, what part of the youth should we have? Yeah. And it became like, I don't know, well, let's go find out what they want to do. Yeah. You know. I always made a joke. My youth pastor at the time had an easy job. He just sat back and was like, you know, whatever he said, that's what we're doing.
All right, Forrest, hey, we're going. I like that. Let's just go there. Oh no, man, that's so cool. And so going from that, how did you get called into coming to New Life?
So I have been doing when I got licensed and ordained, I was pastor of volunteers. So like I was over volunteers. I always used to make a joke. Kids weren't my thing. Like you know, I grew up old school. My dad was a military man, so I just grew up with the no nonsense kind of parent. It was, you know, I mean, you had a voice, but it was more of I want mayo and no ketchup kind of voice. It wouldn't, you know, I think we should do this kind of thing.
Right.
And so we left that church, and me and my wife got married and went to another church, and the pastor was, you know, again, it's somebody coming saying, I think you'd be great over youth. And I told my wife, he's crazy. He got the wrong somebody. I'm not doing it. These kids are different. You know, they talk. Have you seen how they talk to their parents? I mean, I start going down the long
list of why.
No, and so I end up after several conversations. My wife was like, "Hey, I think you need to consider what it is God is calling you to do, not what you want to do. And I said, fine. And in my head, I'm like, I'll fail at it and I'll do it. And it's done. I did it and I failed.
Right.
Man, that turned into, I got a part of it. And that was, I mean, the best thing you ever signed up for. Was like, what was I ever thinking? I should have been a youth pastor a long time ago.
Right.
And so I did that, man, for about 4 years. And I just felt as if I was bivocational, so I was still working, working in government and working at, the church. And I just felt God was leading me to commit solely to Him in the work of the kingdom. And so I took a leap of faith, man. And I literally, it's always a joke that I applied at a church in Clanton, and I had never. I mean, I drove past Clanton, never been inside. I mean, never been in the exit.
Right.
I always just drove past it. And so I applied at New Life and several others. And quickly, when I came in for the interview to speak, I'll never forget that night. And those kids were up there singing. Not that they were like the most enthusiastic, not that they were like just singing this just glorious band sound. I remember sitting there looking at them and said, "Oh, I feel called to this," And
that's
so
awesome.
At that point, but I kept that obviously in my head. I was like, "Oh, but you can't be wrapped up in emotions."
Yeah.
So I was like, "All right, I really feel called, but God, this is up to you. I don't want to screw up. I want to be wherever you want me to be." And I'll never forget, we were me and my wife did a church tour at a church, and I had another interview at New Life, and she came to the interview, and I make the joke. I said, I guess they like you because I never toured the facility. So we toured the facility, and when we walk out, my wife looks at me and says, I think this is it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, we'll see. I don't know.
Right.
Because at this point, I'm like, I don't want to screw up God's perfect will.
Yeah.
And when they called, and I'll never forget, they gave me the offer letter, and I said, I'm trying to remain humble, but I just want you to know I'm screaming on the inside. So, man, that's how I got here. And it was somebody's like Clan, like, what made you choose Clan? And I was like, I literally got on a computer late at night one night. I mean, like really, really late, and applied. And so all I can say is that God got me here, and this is what we're doing.
Come on, man. No, it's awesome. And I'm just telling you, like, I've heard so many good things, I know your kids absolutely adore you already, so no pressure now. But dude, it's been so cool just to see you just stepping into that role, man. It's been really cool. But coming from that, and this isn't just like where you are now, but what's a moment that just kind of confirmed to you that you were right where God wanted you to be in doing youth ministry?
When we first started youth ministry at the previous church, there was only 5 kids that showed up.
Yeah.
Right. We did a trip to the McWayne Center. I think we had more. My wife has 6 sisters. It was more of them than it was kids. Okay, 5 sisters, including her.
Yeah.
Jokingly, right? So we did a lock-in. And I'll never forget that first lock-in was like...
You never do forget.
80 kids. I mean...
Come on.
Somewhere between 70 to 90 kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, at New Life and at the previous church, they called me YP. That's the nickname. And so I was like, oh, this is YP's Playhouse.
Right.
But in that moment, it was more of like, to see those kids come together, to see them under one roof, connecting, bonding. I mean, we're playing death dodgeball. We're talking about Jesus, and we eating good food.
Right.
And it was like, I'm in the right place. Like, this is what I'm in the right area. I figured it out.
Come on.
I've honed in on the gift.
Yeah.
To me, that was when I was like, okay, I felt called. That was really like the
absolutely.
The this is it moment.
Yeah, man. Come on.
So.
It's such a cool moment too, just to be like, man, it all just kind of clicks.
Yeah.
But, and so your ministry right now, what would you say is just the heartbeat behind it?
What would I say is the heartbeat behind the ministry as in youth ministry right now?
Your youth ministry right now.
I think, man, connection. I'm really big on relationships, really big on connecting with people.
Yeah.
And I really, one of the things I always tell the kids and parents is that I want the kids at New Life to realize they have a church in New Life, and it's not just their parents' church, but this is your church as well. You have a voice, you matter. I believe in, big thing of like the No Child Left Behind. Just because a kid has disabilities, that doesn't mean that they can't come to church.
Right.
That doesn't mean they can't come to Wednesday night. I welcome that. I encourage that. Encourage the kids to be welcoming. So I think it's just really making sure the kids of New Life remind and remember and know this is my church. This is my relationship with God. This is not my parents' relationship with God. That's good. This is me, mine, and I got to take ownership.
Yeah.
And so that's really what push, I guess their heartbeat or what I look at more than anything. Are we connecting? Are we all connecting as a unit? So.
No, that's good. Man, I love it so much. But we're going to take a quick break here, and then we will be right back here after this. We are back with Faith on the Ground here with Horace Moss, and we're in our second segment, just ministry in motion. But what is something in your ministry right now that you are just really excited about?
Man, I think it goes back again to that connection.
Yeah.
Yesterday I had a couple of kids in my office, and we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
And it was like this is exciting.
Right.
To see the community, to see them I was listening to one mentor another.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was cool to see. I'm excited about how like today we're gonna go eat.
Yeah.
Now whoever shows up. But it's just the fact like let's just make the connection.
Right.
Let's be a part. Whoever wants to come, let's come.
Dude, come on.
So that's really exciting to see. And then just also excited to see kids that are way ahead than I'm sure you see as well with yours than we were.
Oh gosh.
With their relationship with God.
Yeah.
It's like, man, when I was your age, I wasn't even thinking about doing none of this stuff y'all are doing.
Right.
So I think that's exciting to see as well.
Come on. No, and I think, dude, I've found that like, which I'm the same as you with like connections and relationships, and like it is so cool and exciting to just be able to have that relationship with your students to where they feel comfortable enough to come just chill out in your office.
Yeah.
Or just to come out and just have that relationship in general, to go eat it wherever.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the most, people might not see this as discipleship, but I think that is like the best time because you are getting that relationship with them. Oh, dude, no.
It's one-on-one, man.
I love it. It's the best. Can you share just a recent God moment that you have seen through your work here?
Man, when we went to the beach trip in May, that was I'd probably been in New Life maybe 40 days.
Yeah. Man.
And we had our first beach trip, but man, those kids, we were in worship, and normally, obviously you bring somebody down to help them for worship.
Yeah.
And so, but the way those kids were wailing, Build My Life, it was like, I want to be like the little pawpaw in the corner crying, because it was like, man, this was beautiful. And that moment alone was like, oh man.
Oh yeah.
God is really in this. When I say wailing, that room was rocking with
Dude, come on.
Build My Life. And it was nothing, they were overpowering the two singing.
Yeah.
with
on.
Mike. So it was, that was like, man, this is really amazing to see. That was amazing.
No, and that's always, I love those times, man. Yeah. Especially like camp's just different.
It is.
I don't know what it is. Like you're just away from everybody, away from everything else. You're lacking a little sleep.
You are, and that's the funny part. It was 100 degrees. It felt like it was just hot.
But hey, people are still going.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna move into our third segment, just some personal and real questions. But what's a spiritual lesson that God's just been teaching you recently?
Trusting.
Okay.
Uprooting myself out of what is familiar, and going into the unknown has really been a huge thing of, hey, just trust me. Not me, but trusting God.
Right.
And as I trust God, following His plan, and as I follow His plan, finding, and that sounds like basic theology or basic steps to Christianity,
but it's so true.
But that lesson is really, just trust me. Don't worry about, et cetera. Imagine I left a government pension, left this, and this. And it's like somebody asked, well, what are you going to do? What happens if it doesn't work out? Or what happens if I said, at this point, I'm just trusting God. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm walking the path that He's told me to walk. And if this is what He's, I have a motto that says, he that does the leading also does the feeding. So if He's the one leading, He going to have to figure the rest out.
Yep. Come on, man.
So, that's where I think I'm at, and that right there.
Dude, no, that's so good. And I think that's so, I know you said it's like basic theology, but it's so just true.
Yeah.
And that's all you can do. Especially when you've like moved from something that you've been pretty like, you've known it for so long, you've done it for so long, and be able to come into this. But I think it's so cool that you're able to just take that step and say, God, this is you. I got it. However this works. I
think a lot of people, I think when it comes to trusting, we trust ourselves, but we don't necessarily trust God. We say we believe in God, we trust, we love the Lord, and we live by His principles. But I don't, sometimes I think that trusting thing we really struggle with, and that's our humanity. You know what I'm saying? So,
and we like to be in that control.
Oh, correct.
We love that control.
It's 100%.
And so when it gets down to the nitty gritty and things start getting tough, All right, this is where that trust is really coming
Correct,
in.
correct,
All right,
correct.
And so kind of going off that, what keeps you encouraged on difficult days or on hard days?
I think you have to look at perspectives. I think if you sit and look at everything that's wrong or look at everything that you want to change or what you want to do, I think we take the beauty out of what God is doing.
Yeah.
But if we look at, okay, what am I doing right now? What impact are we making? You know, and not looking at, oh, this didn't go right. Oh, this didn't work. You know, and I use this as an example.
Yeah.
When we were going to the beach trip, the vans were supposed to be ready from Enterprise, right?
Oh gosh, don't even.
And so the man at Enterprise says, oh, it'll be an hour and a half before we get the vans. I'm like, bro, I got, 50-something people waiting on me at a church. I cannot be there for an hour and a half. That's going to put us behind. You know?
Yeah.
So immediately, instead of, I just said, okay, well, I'm going to let you work your plan out. And that's what, keep me posted. Yeah. Well, as soon as I hung up, it was, all right, calling Metro.
Oh yeah.
Call Andy, tell him what's going on. Call Metro. And so when I use that as a perspective of, instead of like, I could have used that to frustrate, this is agitating, this didn't work out, or control the controllables, and I can't control what Enterprise can do, but I sure can control who I call next.
Yeah. That's good.
And so I think that's sometimes we, lose sight of that. And I think that's in days where, like last week, I'm suffering with this infection or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, technically not contagious and I'm still pressing through. And
we'll find out. No.
Still pressing through and somebody said, well, it's not that deep. You should have just been at home or, et cetera. And it's like, well, I mean, I'm cleared. 2, I'm not contagious, et cetera. But the biggest thing is perspective. I'm going to be at home looking at a wall anyways. Yeah. Why not go ahead and prepare and do something and work and get stuff ahead and keep the ship sailing. So
absolutely. No, you mentioned that about the vans, and historically I have been one to kind of freak if something like that happens. Yeah. And so I'll never forget. It was Metro this time. We're not down in Metro. Y'all have helped me so many other times other than this. But I got the van early, took it home to get my stuff. And on the way back to town to the church, all the lights start going off about something was wrong with it. And I had nails in 2 of the tires. And so I'm just like, this cannot be happening. We were going to camp too. We were going to summer camp. We were getting prepared. All the kids are at the church, and I was worried about that. And I'll never forget. I take it to I think it was like Gray's Tire and Auto, or just somewhere that I knew to get it fixed. And they were just like, we don't have the tires to go on this. And I'm like, all right. So I called Metro and all this other stuff. Eventually, we got Metro to bring us a van. They brought us one down there because I was like, guys, this was not like. But it was so funny. I remember my dad. They still live close, and he came and met me because he's just like, when he finds out something's wrong, he's just like,
son, what's going on?
What's freaking out? Yeah. And he came up to me. He was just like, you handled that pretty good. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, he said, usually you're kind of a little nervous, a little shaky on that. I'm like, well, and I literally what you said, I was like, we got to look at perspective. There's nothing we can do right now. Yeah. I called my leaders, got them, because usually we stop in Chick-fil-A and Enterprise or something on the way down.
You're a great.
I was like, pastor. Hey, well, I don't pay for it. They pay for it. All right. But we'll sit there, and they went and got them pizza or something while they were waiting at the church. But that was one of those times. I love how you said that though, and look at your perspective, because I had to literally just sit there and be like, there's nothing I can do in this moment. Here's what I can do. Yeah. I think that's so good.
And imagine how many times when those type of situations are going on that we don't look at perspective. Yeah. And we miss out on what could be a ministry moment. You could walk into, I could easily, went off on the Enterprise guy.
Right.
That could have been the only ounce of Jesus he saw that one day. And I said, well, it made him laugh. I said, well, he called me back and said, hey, found the vans. I said, well, buddy, I'm halfway to plan. Halfway, we're already situated, rolling.
Right.
He said, I understand. I said, well, thanks. I appreciate it. And, I said, but hey, we'll try again. You never know.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Golly.
So-
And so moving on from that one, which I love that. Just some fun questions. What is a hobby that you were just really into?
So I love football.
Okay.
So
Come on.
Saturdays is very funny. I have an uncle. I grew up 2 houses from him and his wife, my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually my dad's sister's husband.
Okay.
So, but I watch football with him every Saturday.
Really?
And
Come on.
my uncle is about probably 74, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but everybody's like, why don't you go to a game? And I'm like, man, I just can't leave Unc.
Oh, man, that's so
And
good.
So he lives in Birmingham, so I'll go and I'll pay for food 1 week, and he'll pay,
Mm-hmm.
for about 4 weeks, and then
That's a good one, yeah.
But I enjoy that time because it's a time of relaxation.
Yeah.
It's I enjoy anything that takes my brain away from thinking. So like if that means go to the dog park, believe it or not,
Yes.
is one of my favorite places.
Really?
Yeah, because ain't nobody talking to you out there.
Hey, there you go. Silence. All right.
But sometimes you need. I enjoy things that just allow for me to relax, and then also, of course, love hanging with the kids, hanging with the wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our favorite here lately, we've all been there in their first year of daycare, so
Yeah.
everybody's sick all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So we become the sick family.
Yeah.
So, but anything, man, that just causes where I can relax is. I love a good action film.
Yes.
Probably not the best thing I should be watching, but
It's okay. It'll be all right.
You know.
Do you like Marvel movies?
I do. I like Marvel too. I like
Sweet,
Marvel.
we can do that.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, like what's your favorite action movie?
So I
Off the cuff.
could watch.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
Just
I
whatever.
love like Reacher. I love Jack
Oh,
Ryan.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like. I watched I Will Find You the other day on Netflix. That was
Oh,
good.
yeah, yeah.
I need a meaning behind it. I don't
Right.
want us just
Just-
we just blowing heads off for nothing.
right.
What's
What's that? Me and Kat. I think it was Jack. It was with I think it was Jack Ryan on Amazon, or Jack Reacher.
when he created? It's one he did. It was a military film.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
That one was
it's
good.
so good.
Nah, that was crazy at the end when the thing was overtaken and killed.
Yes.
It was like,
Oh, dude.
that
No
was
spoilers. No spoilers. All right. But yeah, no, that's awesome. And so coming off that, if you could sit down with any biblical figure besides Jesus, who would it be and why?
Job.
Job. I mean, boom, right there.
Job.
Why?
Man, look at what happened to him.
Oh yeah.
And how he had an opportunity to say he could have easily said, "Screw all this. I'm done with this God stuff.
Over it.
I'm over it. I'm just going to believe in the grass." And he didn't.
No.
And I think we need that kind of unwavering
Yeah.
examples, and that we don't waver in our faith, even
Right.
when life is giving you reasons to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's why.
Dude, no, I love it, and that's such a great example, like you said, of just like that bold faith,
Yeah.
just sticking with it, even when it's literally the worst possible things happening.
Yeah.
Still giving him glory in those times.
Correct. And my wife and I had lost a kid. The baby was about 32, 33 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
And I'll never forget going through that time period.
Yeah.
And you could have turned into, oh, pity me and this and this. But it turned into more of a season of, you know what? If I'm going through this, I'm going through this, one, for a reason.
Yeah.
Number two is for somebody else. Who am I about to encounter that is going to need me to not be sitting here having a pity party?
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness.
And so that's why I chose. That's why.
Man, no, that's so good.
So.
That is great. And our next question is this: what is your go-to worship song right now? I'm a big worship guy. I love it. Still do a little bit of leading worship. But what's a go-to worship song for you?
So you're gonna laugh, man. I'm
good.
not a worship guy, right? So
I don't know why I was like, I bet you don't listen to Squad.
I listen to worship music, but it's really typically what my wife turns on.
Yeah.
And she listens to all kinds of worship music. But if I could think of one. I'd say Holy Forever is one of my
Oh, that's a good one.
go-tos. And then Build My Life was is something that grew on me. That became the anthem for camp.
Right.
You know, but it just, I mean, that song,
Absolutely.
you know, those two are my, I'm a repeat guy, you know. I'm not going to, you know, if I find a new one, it's like, okay, I'm going
to listen to this 60 times.
Yeah.
And then probably even more after that once
Sure.
you're done. No, man,
So.
I love it. No, that's so good. And so we're just going to move on to our last segment, just looking ahead. What are you just currently praying for in your ministry?
Man, I'm just praying that we stay within the perfect will of God. You know, when it comes to the students at New Life, that we don't go after just because it looks fun. Just because it's something else to do. That we that as a leader, I remain intentional about these kids and their well-being spiritually. You know, and that we have an opportunity to really push service. That's one of the things that having a servant's heart, you know, really teaching them that young, so the church of today can ensure there is a church today. You know, if that makes sense. What I'm saying. So that's kind of one of the couple of things I guess I gave
that's
you.
so good. Absolutely. What is, and so I like this one. This one should have been put in the personal and real one, but what is something you would tell yourself first starting out?
You know, what's funny is that I've always had a dream of full-time ministry, right? When I was that kid doing the announcements, I would, in the summertime, the pastor's assistant would pick me up and I would work at the church every day in the summer. Obviously for free, wasn't doing no paid. Just, you know, but I would just say be patient, you know, and realize what seems glamorous is not always glamorous. You know, somebody might say that you and I doing full-time youth ministry, they ain't really working that hard. It can't be that, you know, it can't be that difficult. But, you know, I just say be patient because, you know, no one can prepare you for how at 11 o'clock at night you're thinking about kids and, you know, you're saying like, we really should be doing this. And I hadn't seen this one and I wonder what's going on. Did I do something? You know, working through, you know.
Every relationship you've ever made. Why didn't this show up? What did I say? How did this happen?
And so I think, you know, man, it's to be patient because you got time for that, you know, but enjoy where you are. You know, don't rush that. I want to be full-time, you know, ministry. And everybody wants to be on the stage, but enjoy being the 15-member youth ministry.
Absolutely.
Because there's another headache with 60.
You know? Exactly. Yeah.
So
come on. And so going on the last question, how can just the community and us just be praying for you personally and for your ministry?
Man, I just continue to pray. We stay in the perfect will of God, man. I love how Johnny Giles said this when I was in my interview process, that God has a perfect will. We're just trying not to screw it up. You know,
that's good.
And so that's one of the things, man. And that just, you know, we as a family, as I navigate through this, that obviously we stay connected, stay close. And, you know, that family always comes first. And then I remember that because it's easy to get lost in the sauce, you know.
Absolutely.
And then say, we need to go back to, you know.
Kids. Right.
So just, man, you know, making sure that, because obviously, you know, I got a lot of young kids. So just making sure that I keep that personally, but as well as we stay within the perfect will of God as far as ministry-wise.
Yeah, come on, man. No, absolutely. And that's something we'll definitely be praying for on all of that. And it's so good just to kind of just see your heart, man, and everything that you're doing at New Life, and just constantly praying for the future for you guys and everything that you're doing. And you can see it too. All the service projects and everything y'all are doing has been so cool. And but no, man, thank you so much for jumping on the show this morning. And thank you guys for tuning in, for listening in this morning. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, 10:30. You can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Piper Peach app.